Hello and welcome to episode number 78 of the Daily Sales Message, where each and every single day, for at least the last 78 days in a row now, we've provided you with a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff. If you're new around here, my name is James Newell and I teach people how to sell for a living. And for me, it comes in two distinct parts. It starts with having a clear sales message. People have to be able to understand what you're trying to sell to them. And then from there, you have to have selling confidence, the ability to be relaxed and comfortable and confident in a selling situation. In this episode number 78 of the Daily Sales Message, we're talking about ghosting and we're talking about why people ghost and how to prevent it. And there's a little problem, a little thing that you might be doing that's causing this to happen, and I'm going to solve it for you now. Okay, a lot of the business consultants, coaches, business owners, small business people, I mean small businesses rather than small in height, solopreneurs, whoever you are, we offer our products and services to people. We have a sales call, we present it, and there we go. Very rarely do we do this. Very rarely do we verbalize the price. Talk about the price. How many times have you been in a selling call or situation where people say, oh great, yes, send me a proposal, send me a quote, I'll come back to you, and you think, whew, oh, I'm glad I said that because I don't really want to talk about money because it's scary and weird. So yeah, fine, I'll send you a proposal. And you see it as kind of a get out of jail free card. Whew. So we sidestep that landmine. The trouble is, you'll then go away, write your proposal, put all the stuff in there, you'll send it to them, and the person will open your email. They'll ignore everything that you've written. They'll scroll to the bottom right where the price is, look at it, and decide whether you're expensive or not. They won't actually look at all the lovely stuff you're putting in your proposal necessarily, and this is like 99% of people. They'll go straight for the price because what they want to do first of all is say, okay, can we afford it? Great. All right, let's look at the deliverable. That's how most businesses operate. It's a bit like those people who go to restaurants and they look at what it costs first and then what it is, rather than what it is and then what it costs. If you're not verbalizing the price, i.e. as in talking about the price on your sales calls and presentations and meetings, then you need to start experimenting with that and having the courage to do so. I make a point of doing in every sales conversation that I have, even when people try to get me to not do it. The amount of times people say, oh great, just send me an email, send me a quote, I'll come back to you. And I have to stop them and say, I'm going to absolutely do that for you. But before you go, we'll just quickly talk commercials, just so you understand what it costs and to make sure it's realistic for your budget. Is that okay with you? And people, of course, say yes. That's like when somebody says, can I go to the toilet? You have to say yes. I don't know what happens. If you say no, it's never happened, right? So can I share that with you? Yes, of course. And then I would walk them through, this is the offering. This is what it would cost. How does that sound to you? And the importance of verbalizing the price is this. If I'm talking to you on a Zoom call in person on a phone and I say it's 25 bajillion pounds, I'll get a sense very quickly of whether or not you think that's expensive or not, or how you're receiving that. And if we're having an active conversation, this is not for email, so this is why I'm saying verbalize the price, not type it out. So verbalizing the price. If we're having a meeting, a phone call, whatever, I can feel your energy. You can't just hang up and disappear and go away. You have to give me some kind of a response. On email, you can just delete it and disappear and go, oh my God, and run away and ghost me. That's where ghosting comes from. But on a call or a Zoom meeting or whatever, you can't. You have to tell me something. And then we get an opportunity to discuss the price. So how does that feel to you? Is that okay? You might be honest and say, oh my God, it's more than we're expecting or whatever. I can tell from there how you feel about it, but I've got half a chance, and I hate the term justifying the price because it sounds like there is no value, but there we go. I've got half a chance of justifying the price to you and discussing it, and maybe even saying, well, if you've only got 50p to spend, then maybe we could cut away this, this, and this and have a smaller offering for that. How does that sound? But I've got half a chance. If I email you my 25 bajillion pound quotation, and then I chase you up and say, hello, just wondered if you had any questions, which is what most people do, you can ignore me because you're going to be too embarrassed. Say, oh, that was more than we were expecting, or we can't afford that, or whatever. So the moral of the story today, children, is verbalize the price where possible. If people ask you, then tell them on the call. Give them a ballpark if you can, or give them a specific if you can. but try to verbalize it. And if they don't ask you, don't fall into the temptation of running away from the call as quickly as possible and just hiding behind a proposal, which is what a lot of people do. Have the courage to verbalize the price and discuss it, because you will win more business that way and you'll cut down the ghosting, but you'll also save yourself time. Because if I tell you it's 25 bajillion pounds and you say, wow, that's a bit too expensive, I then don't have to worry about typing out anything and sending it to you and doing that dance. I'm not going to waste my time. Okay, I don't think this is the right solution for you, so maybe we'll just call it a day there, and there we go. So verbalize the price. Recognize that if you just email the price to people and send them a proposal, you're putting yourself in a position to fail, really, because you're not there to defend and talk about whether or not it's expensive for your buyer. So that's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message, episode number 78. Tomorrow, we're talking about this. In episode number 79, we're going to look at the difference between how I versus how to, and this is about social media content, and this is a lesson I learned myself recently, because I'm always learning just like you guys are. And social media, I would say I'm above average at it, but there's still a lot more for me to learn, which I do on a daily basis. But we're talking about how I versus how to, and the difference that makes in connecting with your buyer. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that episode. I'll see you tomorrow for episode number 79.